It's your boy Frank. I'm here having the honor to be here with another great entrepreneur by the name of Paul. I wanted Paul to tell y'all his story of I took him the long way to get to where he's at now. Obviously, I see we're in first class together. My favorite place to do our interviews. If we're not live out in the flesh, I like to be in the first class. That's what makes us different, right? The long way. So, Paul, tell him, first of all, what field it is that you're in, what is it that you do, and what path that you took the long way, obviously, to help you get to where you're at right now.
Well, thank you, Frank. As I told you, this is the first time I've ever been on a podcast, and I wouldn't have. What you're doing is so impressive, and so right on to identify, try to identify what it takes, and then share that with others. That's something worth participating in. So here's my first podcast. So the name that you've chosen gets it right. What I was going to tell you when we first asked is if there's one thing across the different businesses that I've had and built, if there's one thing that's constant, it's really relentless hard work, always thinking about it, 7 days a week. It doesn't happen by itself. The company that I've been building and before that, we built in microbiology diagnostics.
Wow.
So,
Impressive.
new and better ways to determine what kind of infection, what antibiotic to work in particular. Sometimes that's very time sensitive, and increasingly with infections becoming more and more drug resistant, life and death becomes at stake. So, that's what I've ended up being immersed in. But it really doesn't matter what you do, including being a professional podcaster and all the other things I'm sure that you do. It's two kids who have it in college or out of college. It takes. I'm sure it has taken a lot of work, not just this, but other things for you. It does for it has for me as well. But you can be certain, absolutely certain, no matter what it is that you do, that there will be difficult days. There will be days that things don't go as you hope. Days where things don't go as you expect. Days when you don't know how to navigate what's the right thing to do to deal with whatever you have to deal with. You do this enough, you become very relaxed about that because that's always going to happen. So you have to expect that and not lose your cool when it happens, because it's going to happen again. And you have to learn when something unexpected, unplanned, and undecided happens. You have to learn to stay relaxed, stay focused, keep thinking. And the next morning, if not on the spot, the next morning, what to do about it will begin to occur to you. You just have to know that that's how it works, because you have to get through a lot of unexpected, unplanned turns in the road. I mean, I think what happens in every endeavor, it does not matter what it is. But with the help of people like Frank, who are trying to help the rest of the world learn how to have better lives, for a lot of good will be done. What he's doing, so folks participate.
Thank you very much, Paul. And also the great work you're doing. I also want you to tell them how long it actually took for you to get to where you're at right now. So that's the first question. How long it takes to get to your profession and to get to a successful place in your field?
Well, across different fields, different companies, it's going to vary, but I can tell you that you don't think of anything that you want to accomplish as a 2 or 3 years And
Yes.
it all comes to you. That's not the answer. That's not, it can be 5 years, it can be 10 years. But it's never going to be 2 years, 3 years. So, if you're young, it's going to be longer than if you've done it before. And everybody has to do it the first time once. And just about everybody is going to fail at a few things because there's no other way to learn what it takes than to almost make it. I think the venture's going to succeed, but doesn't. Uh, that's the only way to really deeply understand exactly what it takes, so that the next time you can keep your eye on the ball. So I would say, if you're a young person, expect to fail a couple times, learn from it, because you need that in order to succeed. The third time, it's a 5 to 10 year climb to the top of the mountain. It's not 2 or 3 years. Do all that, a little bit more mature, more connections, and more insight and experience, and become faster, as you would expect. It's like anything else.
Cool. And how long do you have to go to school for? Is there any particular degree required to be in the field you're in? And just reiterating exactly what field you're in and exactly what is it that in your field that you do.
Well, I don't think that a degree is important.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think that a degree is important. I didn't go to business school. My degrees are in different subjects than the technology that I'm developing now. My degrees are in physics, and then in neuroscience. I've got a PhD in neuroscience. But I'm not pursuing neuroscience with this and these last two companies. I don't think that any particular subject is vital. I mean, you might say computer science, you might study history, mathematics, or English, or I don't think that's the key to people that are more successful that didn't go to great colleges. A lot of people went to great colleges, and just look at all the boring people at my college reunions. It is not. It is. I don't think it has much to do with success. I really don't. In fact, what's more important is drive, and that comes from difficult circumstances more than from easy circumstances. And drive comes from feeling like you've got to work hard, whereas you graduate from some famous college and university and feel like you've got it made, you're going to have it made. You don't work as hard. And the person that feels like they've got to go get it will be more successful than the person who thinks it's going to come to them, because it will not. And it's not attractive to. It's not successful, and it's not attractive to believe that things are going to come to you. They will not. And so I don't think that you're certainly getting educated in one way or another, but I think they take it seriously. It could be any place, lots of different subjects. It doesn't really shape the things that you choose to try to do.
Cool. So let's end it on this one. I got one more question, and then I'll let you add anything you would like, Mr. Paul. What are some of the things that you learned taking the long way as opposed to taking the shortcuts? What are some of the main things you say, just in life in general, that you learned taking the long way, as opposed to taking the shortcut in life and anything?
Well, as I think you believe and named your podcast for it, there is not a shortcut to take. So uh, I haven't compared how things went taking the shortcut because I never took the shortcut because there's none. If you think there is, pursue something that you think is a quick, easy path, almost certainly going to have wasted that time and perhaps your reputation. So, I think that's the message. And of course, I don't need to tell you. We have this thing with everybody that you know. That's the message.
Guys, we're back. Frank and Paul, we're back. Just want to wrap it up. Just had, I guess, our lunch, Paul. Wasn't the best, but just something, put something in the stomach until we land, right? Get some real food. But since we're about to wrap it up, Paul, can you just finish up and tell them some of the things that you learned on the path, taking a long way to where you're at now? And exactly what field you're in, because I'm pretty sure the crowd doesn't exactly know what field you're in. They just know you're successful and you took the long way to get there. So let's tell them exactly what field you're in and what type of business you have, and promote your business too, because I have over 12,000 followers on social media that might be interested in your service.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Frank. So we develop technology, not something that can be bought by individuals. It's technology that ultimately hospitals are using or will use to determine antibiotic resistance and susceptibility of infection. So it sounds a little bit remote, but before antibiotics were developed, infection is by far the biggest cause of death. The average lifespan was 53 years in the United States. 75 years ago, the lifespan is 25 years longer now, but it's been found that that's entirely because of the benefit of antibiotics. And what some people aren't aware of is that antibiotic resistance, meaning bacterial infection that doesn't respond to antibiotics at all, is increasing relentlessly, while the world has lost the ability to develop novel antibiotics almost entirely. So of course these things are on a collision course. Resistance getting worse, no new antibiotics. It's projected that infection will be the greatest cause of death by 2050. And life expectancy will go back down if the current antibiotics that we have increasingly stop working. So our company, Next Gen Diagnostics is the name of it, is formed to deal with that problem using DNA sequencing of the bacterial genome as a guide to how to deal with bacterial infection, how to track its spread. And the answer to Frank's first question, and maybe the last thing I'll say, goes back to what we've been talking about the whole time, which is whatever it is you do, it could be making bricks, or having a business that lays bricks, or the music business like Frank came out of, or anything else you can think of. It's always the same thing, and that is learning from experience and working at it all the time and expecting to have to. That's going to apply no matter what it is that you do.
All right. Paul, again, thank you very much. If you just tell them one more time the name of your business and where you're located at.
Based in Boston, Next Gen Diagnostics.
Next Gen?
Next Next Gen NEX to GEN-DX.com.
Nice. Now hear from the man himself. And look at Paul. Paul, who does not flashy. Paul's on first class, chilling, working. Okay? Constantly always working. This is what success look like, guys. This is what real success look like. It's not no big chain. Ain't no private jets. This is what real success look like. And making a difference in this world.